welcome back to another video. I know that I am late with this week's video, but when I tell you a lot has been going on between dealing with this little fellow who's in diapers, controlling when I eat, when I sleep, when I take a shower, and interfering with, a girl needing to be serviced. And dealing with these two teenagers in this house has been a lot. And to be honest, I'm just a tad bit discombobulated, but I'm pulling through. So today's video is going to be just a tad bit different because I kind of want to talk about what has been happening on reality TV. More specifically, Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I am a huge reality show fan. To be honest, it actually helps me to decompress and it gives me an escape from my own reality. But for those of you who are like me and into the reality shows, especially the Housewives shows, you all know that Real Housewives of Potomac has basically been the hot topic. More specifically, this fight between Monique and Candiace. Today's video is not a review of the show. However, in me watching the show and listening and reading comments and listening to some of the things that Monique and Candiace would have said, I started to think about words versus fist. Those of you who may not know what's happening with the show, let me just give you a little history of what has happened during this season of the show. So Real Housewives of Potomac, it is season 5, and from last year they've been talking about this fight between Monique and Candiace.
You want me to? Okay, you want me to? Okay, you want me to? You want me to?
Now both ladies are saying that in their defense, Monique was the one who actually whooped Candiace's backside, to be honest. Now, her standpoint is that she was triggered, she was provoked, and as a result, she hit her. Candiace's argument is that we are on a show where we use our words, and she can articulate herself verbally. So we're going to talk about words versus fists. Now, many people would agree with me when I say words do matter, and words do hurt people's feelings. Regardless of the saying, which was very popular when I was growing up, sticks and stones could break my bones, but words don't hurt my feelings. That isn't true. Words literally do hurt people's feelings. However, are my words and you punching me on the same level? Because where words can bruise our egos, where words can cause emotional pain, as far as I know, words have never sent anyone to the hospital. And as far as I know, by me saying something to you that you don't like and in return you hit me, legally the law will be on my side if I decide to take legal action. Monique, who would have been the one who basically attacked Candiace physically, she said that she was provoked and she was baited and she was egged. So let's focus on that for a minute. When she said those words, immediately I thought of this experience that I had, or what I witnessed when I was a child. My next door neighbor, even though I did not witness the fight itself, but my neighbor, not my next door neighbor, but we lived on the same strip. He was more up the road. He fought his girlfriend, or he beat up his girlfriend. And when I saw the woman's face, her face had basically every color on the rainbow. He completely transfigured this woman's face with his fist. And I remember when one of his buddies asked him, what happened? Why did you do that to her? And his response was, she provoked me. She don't know how to talk to people. Now she's going to know how to talk to me. Monique basically said the same words. Candiace talks too much. She needs to learn to shut up. She don't know what to say. She provoked me. She triggered me. Is it okay for you to transfigure my appearance based on some words because you felt disrespected, because you felt that your ego was bruised? We've heard of stories where people have gotten into verbal altercation that leads to fight and the person was left for dead. We know of some stories. I for sure know of some stories. And it brings me back to another point that I have, being provoked. Oftentimes, persons who struggle with vocabulary, who struggle with finding the words to verbally express their thoughts and their feelings, and persons who sometimes lack emotional intelligence oftentimes resort to violence when they are angry. I know that many people may have some experiences in their past that can trigger them. But is it an excuse for said behavior? Now, I do know that, yes, people can be provoked. Yes, there are certain things that happens that triggers certain behaviors. I get it. But we cannot always use that as an excuse for our behavior. When we have done it, when we act a certain way over and over and over. Now, this is just my thoughts, my opinion. Persons may disagree with me. When I hear people say, I was provoked, I was baited, and this is why I responded in said manner. Number one, not only that I see it as, interpreted as you're not taking accountability for your actions, but I see it as you being a puppet. Conflicts with our kids. We have conflicts with our partners, our parents, our siblings, colleagues. But we cannot always say I was provoked. Because I was provoked, I hit this person. Because I was provoked, I broke up, I lashed out at said individual. Because I was provoked, I broke this. Because I was provoked, I punched that. You're being a puppet. You're giving someone control over you. And you should not give anyone control over your emotional and your mental state. If you have childhood traumas, if you have things that transpired in your life that has altered your behavior, and as a result you act a certain way, you go from 0 to 1,000 in a split second. When you are upset, you break things up. When you are upset, you start cursing. When you are upset, you lash out. And then you have to sit back and try to figure out, why did I act in this way? This is where you need to start getting some form of professional help to help you process what is going on in your life, what had transpired in your life, how did you get to this point, and how can you move past it. You need to seek professional help so that mechanisms can now be put in place so that you can change this behavior. At the end of the day, we do not have control over nobody. We don't have control over our spouses, shows we don't even have control over our children, especially when they are in their teen years and they smelling themselves. We do not have control over any of that, but we do have control over ourselves, how we react to certain situations, how we respond to certain situations. And if we do not want the outcome to be negative and end in violence and have us all distraught, then we need to change that. You yourself need to change that. Inside, persons who can articulate themselves, who have the vocabulary, who can express what they are feeling and thinking in a positive manner without it being physical. We need to understand, and I'm speaking also for myself, that not all of us are of the same culture. And when I say that we are not all of the same culture, I am not referring to our race and religion. I am referring to how we were raised, our beliefs, our practices. I am referring to what my mom used to say when I was a child, or when my daddy used to say when I was a child. All of us are not of the same culture, where some of us, we can use our words to attack someone. But let me not say attack someone, but where we can use our words to defend ourselves or to express ourselves. Not everyone has the ability, the emotional and the vocabulary to do so. So again, sometimes we need to assess a situation and realize, is it worth me going back and forth with this individual? Now in relationships, and I'm going to use my situation as an example. Sometimes my husband and I get into some little dispute or spat here and there. And where I know for myself, I know what I feel, how I feel, and why I feel what I feel. But in the back of my mind, I also know that not everybody knows what they feel, how they feel, why they feel the way they feel. But when my husband and I get into a little spat, which many couples do, and if he starts to raise his voice, I may say to him, I don't understand why you're getting all excited. You need to bring it down. And if he chooses not to bring it down, I walk away from the situation. Because I don't have control over his behavior and his actions, but I do have control over mine. So I walk away from the situation to try and diffuse it. And once both of us are basically calm, then I would revisit the conversation and perhaps approach it from a different angle. So Monique and Candiace situation, a lot of persons were saying that she deserved what she got. She asked to be dragged, so she was dragged or what have you. I do not subscribe to that. In my reality and my experiences and me seeing the experiences of other individuals, sometimes you just have to be the bigger person and walk away from a situation so that it doesn't escalate to violence. So my question to you is, do you think that words and fists carry the same weight? I want to hear your thoughts on this question. Drop down in the comment box and let me know what you think. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. Ain't got no more on this matter. So I hope that you like today's video. So please give me a thumbs up. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I am trying to get my channel to grow so that it can be monetized, and I need your help in that. Please remember to share my video with friends and family, and remember to comment. I look forward to hearing what you have to say.